everyone, this is Kim from Kimberbell, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to help you with sewing those embroidered tiling seams together. I'm going to share some tips and tricks for doing that straight from our product development team so that you have the best experience possible. Now, these samples are from Kimberbell's Home Sewn collection. Now, this is a series of monthly mini quilts, each with a little sewing machine in the window and a Kimberbell mini quilt hanging from the seam as well to finish it off. So let's go ahead and lay out these tiles from our Home Sewn's July seam as I share tip number 1, and that is strategizing how you're going to lay this out and sew it together. So I'm going to first lay out each tile as intended here. Kind of look at it like a puzzle piece, right? There we go. And I have a decision to make at this point. I could sew it in rows, or I could first sew it in columns. In this case, I think I'm going to sew the tile 1 to the tile 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, and then sew them all in a straight line. But alternatively, you could sew them all as a column first and then sew the two columns together. It's really up to you which way you decide to do it. But for me today, I think I'm going to sew tile 1 to tile 2. Now, before we go on to tip number 2, I wanted to point out a few things that our digitizers did to make your alignment of these even more precise. So let's take a look. I'm going to turn these over here. And as you can see, the satin stitches of each of these areas actually go into the seam line. And that's actually intended. What I love about that is because they extend beyond the seam line out to the very outer edge, it's going to make it so easy to match these two up together. The other nice thing that our digitizers did is that as that line extends into the seam, they reduced the thickness of the line so that the seams would lay flat and it would reduce the bulk. Now, of course, that in addition to having the batting already cut away from your seam is going to allow these seams to match up really nicely without the extra bulk. So with that in mind, let's go ahead to tip number 2, which is to align carefully before sewing. I'm going to show you a few options. You could first of all do it with some straight pins. You could also do it with little clips, or yes, even a glue stick. Let me show you how. So first of all, I'm going to take a look at this satin stitch line at the top of the roof, and I want to just fold it over on top of each other so right sides are together. And again, because you have the extended satin stitch going out into the seam, I can take a look at that and visually see that, yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's going to be a nice match. I can also take a look at the window here, make sure those satin stitches are aligned, and just kind of move it around until I feel comfortable clipping it. Now here I'm going to show you how I combine both clips and pins. I do the clips first because it keeps the layers from shifting, but I also like using pins right in specific spots so that it helps with even more precise alignment. And I'm just going to place this pin parallel to the seam line there. All right, now that that's looking pretty good, I'm going to open it. Always double check to see that your seam lines are matching. Yep, I see that satin stitch is looking pretty good and that satin stitch is looking pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident at this point that I could go take this to my sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch. But you know what my favorite method is for putting these tile seams together? Glue. That's right, I'm using a simple glue stick. So here I've got an Elmer's glue stick. This one is a Sew Line glue stick. Either one will work. As long as it's a washable glue, you're going to be just fine. And you're going to love how slick this is when it comes together with a simple glue stick. Let me show you how it's done. So I want to place a little bit of glue just right along this inner seam line, okay? And I can take, again, a glue stick, such as Elmer's glue. I'm using the purple kind. It is washable. You could also use the white one, but either way, you just place it right inside along that inner seam line. All right, you don't want it to go into your quilt. If you don't have a glue stick or you want even more precision, having something like this sew line stick, it's also a blue color here, which makes it a little easier to see. You could do that as well. So either way, you don't have to do both like I'm showing you, but either way, just place a little bit of glue in there, okay? And then press those seams together. Again, I'm gonna line these up, one satin stitch on top of the other, and press. Okay. All right, now I can press it here with my fingers, but I'll tell you what also is going to give you even more stick for the time being that you need is to take a pressing cloth and just give it a little pressing with your iron, just for a few seconds, and that's going to temporarily hold your seam together. Now, the reason why I like this, let's open this up and take a look, is that I can see now that everything's going to be lined up. But if it wasn't, if something was a little bit off, then it's really easy to just pull those layers apart, add maybe a little bit more glue there, and reposition it by just giving it a tug here and there. And then again, trying it, pressing it. There we go. All right. And then opening it up to double check the alignment. Okay, that is looking really good. So at this point, I'm feeling confident that I can take this over to my sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch. So do you want even more good news on additional ways that our digitizers have made sure that you could sew this together? Well, they added in what we call a seam line. Now let's take a look at this diagram where it's going to show you 3 different lines that were stitched while you were embroidering this out. Okay, let's take a look at this diagram where you're going to notice that there are 3 lines. There's the batting tack down line, the seam line, which is shown in red, and the fabric placement / trimming line. At this point, all you want to do is pay attention to this one, the red one, and it's called the seam line. So now you've matched up these tiles together, you're ready to sew on that seam line. Just take it over to your machine, sew directly on top of it, and you'll have a beautiful tiled seam in no time at all. Now, before you sew those seams together, I actually have a few more tips for you. So tip number 3 is to use multiple seams. What I like to do is actually take my tiles over to the sewing machine and first stitch a basting stitch. Once I stitch that basting stitch, then I open it up, make sure that the seams match, and then I feel confident in going back and sewing a regular stitch afterwards. If you're doing that, just make sure that you're sewing a back stitch at the beginning as well as at the end. By sewing a basting stitch first, you're actually going to not have so many stitches to tear out should you have to do that if it's not exactly aligned. Now you might be asking, what kind of thread do I use to sew these tiles together? Our suggestion would be to either choose a thread that matches the background fabric that you're sewing, or my preference is actually just to use an invisible thread. So that's what I'm going to use today as I sew this tiling seam together. All right, I put the glue in the seam, I pressed these together, I even took my iron just to keep it a little bit tighter. Now I'm ready to take it over to the sewing machine and sew directly on top of that seam line. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take up that tip from our team and actually do a basting stitch first and then check it once again, and if I'm feeling pretty good about it, then I'll go back and do a regular straight stitch. All right, let's take a look. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think we're ready to do a regular stitch. So I'm going to set my length to a normal stitch length here and redo this. again directly on top of that seam line. And make sure that you back stitch at the beginning and the end. All right, I am done, and that is looking so good. So I think what I'll do is actually press my seams open at this point. And again, you had a little bit of glue in there, right? And if it's having a hard time breaking those seams open here to press them flat, just take a little bit of water, well, maybe even a lot of water here. Let's see how well it dissolves. And that is going to dissolve the glue just enough for you to lay those seams nice and flat. Okay, one other thing that's going to happen. If you happen to use a glue stick that is blue or purple, once you put some water on it, you're going to see blue or purple, and it's going to make you really, really nervous. Don't worry, I promise it will come out. It does come out with water. You can see I have just a little tinge of purple there, but it will be just fine, I promise. Okay, so that's ready to be pressed. I'm going to take a pressing cloth again because I don't want the glue to be on my iron. And just press on a high heat for a few seconds till that seam lies nice and flat. Do it a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Again, if you have any extra glue, just spritz it with some water, just like so. Allow it to dry and it will be gone. There we go. So we have it, yeah, it's a little wet at this point. No big deal. We're going to let it dry. Move on to the next set of tiles to sew together. And now that I'll have all my rows sewn together, I'll sew both one column to the next column, and we'll be done and ready for putting on the backing and the binding. At Kimberbell, we just want to make sure that you have all the information you need based on our testing team's feedback to make sure that you have the most success with these tiling scenes. To find these and even more Kimberbell machine embroidery designs, visit your local quilt shop or see us at kimberbell.com.